Ahoy gamers and welcome back to Path Exile 2 as we play through as a hardcore solo self round, only using the Gamble Merchant. In this episode, we have a few disasters. Our mercenary has a slight issue. When we reroll, we die continuously, and then we finally decide to make a warrior using the rake skill. It's a really strong skill. It's a really good build, and we managed to make our way all the way through Act 1, make our way through Act 2, have a couple close calls, and we managed to get ourselves back into Act 3, ready to regain. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Ahoy gamers, and welcome back to our hardcore solo self-bound as a Gemlin Legionnaire. We're doing this with Gamble Merchant only. What does that mean? We can only use Alva, Risu, or what's his name? Finn in Act 1, Risu in Act 2, and in Act 3 we can only use Alva to get our gear. We can only randomise our gear from these merchants. So that means we can't use any charms, because we can't find the charms in the shop. Can't use any potions, we can't buy the potions in the shop. The only thing I'm allowing myself to use is the currencies, so I can get some more items, so I can actually upgrade our items, obviously, otherwise we'll be struggling. Our gear at the moment is okay. There's our stats at the moment. At the moment we've got a really good crossbow with a load of life leech. Some decent-ish gear, I guess. We definitely need to upgrade our gear. Once again, money's now the issue. So as you can see here, we made our way to Act 3. Last week, we did the Jungle Ruins. We cleared out the Velium Crypts, so we're going to make our way back into the infested barrens. And hopefully make our way to the wetlands, and we can do the mission over this area, the quest over this area. For awareness, this is the furthest, well, this is the second furthest I've ever gotten in Path Exile 2. I've gotten to this area over here. I fought the kind of mid boss of Act 3, and then as furthest I've ever gotten is beating that mid-game, mid-act boss. I made all my way to the north here and did the Temple of Chaos where I failed, which is the Ascendancy trial. So I'm hoping we have more success this time. Let's double check this map's reset. Here's reset. So we're going to go take on the gorilla. Hopefully today we can get ourselves to the mid-act boss. That's as far as I want to get today. Our build. So our build is really simple. All it is a fragmentation round build. So that's all I use is fragmentation round. That's it. If I need to clear out a large amount of enemies, I use the permafrost round. They freeze, shoot them, they explode. Really useful. So I do a load of damage at the moment to combat the fact that I don't have any potions, any decent potions. I've gone for a huge amount of life leech. So if I go onto here, I've got this Vowel Pact, and I've made a small life leech here, which is really useful. We're now making our way towards this instant reload to give us some more reload speed, which should be good. And then after that, I have no idea where we're going to go. I can't remember, if I'm going to be honest. I think we're going to make our way down here to Fast Metabolism and Goran. That's going to be probably where we're going to go next, just to give us a little bit more survivability. But we're going to jump back in when we get to the next map, which is Infested Barrens. I hate this game. I had the Silver Fist chasing me, and I didn't have time to hit record. As I was chasing me, he had these little ox. He's gifted by the ox. And the oxes are chasing me. He pushed me towards him as he swung down in his club, and he one-shot me. I hate this game so much. Well, we're going to go again. We are going to go again. What we're going to go as? I don't know. I don't know. Here we are, outside the encampment. As you can probably see here, I've gone for a witch. We're going to go for a summoner witch. See, I'm not going to be using any gear that I haven't bought from the Gamble Merchant. I'm just holding the scepter because I can summon these skeletons. I don't hate myself that much. I almost died there straight away. Good start. Very good start. Yes, we're going to go for like a minion monster. We're going to try and have as many minions out as possible. And obviously going to try and keep everything at a distance. I will use the gold I died with, so I've got 6,000 gold to play with. That should at least give me a good start through Act 1. And hopefully now in this episode, although I wanted to finish Act 3 today, probably just going to finish Act 1 today. We're going to just re-go again. Then next week we'll just finish Act 2. And then, so in 2 weeks' time, we should then just regain. As long as we don't die, that is. But you never know. I could get really lucky. And this minion monster may be the build I was looking for. So I'm not going for a particular build. I know roughly what I want, but I'm not following a build online. I'm just going to wing it and just hope for the best. Wait for this miller to go down. And down he goes. Perfect. Our first level. So I'm not sure where we want to go yet. So I'm going to... Oh, that increases my minion's damage. Well, that's really useful. So it's probably worth us going down this damage route straight away. And he does drop some stuff, which we can sell. Which we will sell, rather than can sell. Can't use any of that gear. We can go straight to Finn, because he should be here. Because we have unlocked him on a previous counter. And we are playing this on the latest league now. So we are on the Hunt of the Dawn, or Dawn of the Hunt league. Right, here we go. So we want to buy ourselves. First we sell all of his gear. Sell this as well. That's all we needed to get started. Let's buy ourselves one of these. Minions have more life. That's fine. We're just going to go for pure energy. So we've got this. I'll take that. Energy shield, lightning resistance, a bit of thorns. Yes, that's a good start. Let's go for a hat. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much money. I would like some more of these items, but fine. There we go. That will get us started. We want to buy ourselves some twiggy shields. That's fine. And then one... Oh, we don't have very much money left, do we? I think it's probably worth buying one amulet. Max mana energy shield. Yep, we'll take that. A bit of dex, but it's fine. Then any money we get, we're going to buy 2 rings and a belt. As per usual, we're not going to touch any of this because this is on our... I will touch the currencies, however. It looks like we can modify these. Give ourselves some more modifications, which are... Allies do more damage, more mana. And that's it. That's great. We'll start with this. We should be okay moving forward from here. But we'll just jump in as we make our way through. Once again, I won't use any of this. I'll just use one of these stash. I'll probably stash 4 will be for this character. That's pretty cool. Shame I can't use any of this. Yeah, stash 3 will be for this, just for this one character. Skill gem. I've never actually tried a minion monster. I vaguely tried a minion monster before. So we've got some spare spirits. We can... I think we have to actually activate it here, don't we? No, we don't. Or do we have no spirit spare? Oh, we click here to get more spirit. Okay, that's good to know. So we've got skeletal snipers and we've got some warriors as well. We'll just be jumping in as we make our way through Act 1. So we'll probably jump in when we get to... Probably nothing that interesting down here. When we get to... I'd say the Rust King, or maybe even just the Bramblegrass is easy. Maybe the Rust King, which is down here, or in the Red Vale, or the Druid. It's underground in the Tangled Depths, whatever it's called. Tangled Depths from Guild Wars 2, but never mind. But we'll just keep jumping in if anything interesting happens. If I do any more shopping as well, I'll jump in for that as well. So we'll see you shortly. And we actually died. So we just made another witch. We died in the depths just before we even got to the Druid. It's a bit annoying, but never mind. So I made a bit of money. I sold some stuff in the bank. So here we are. We're going to buy a wand. And we're not high enough level to use that yet. But we will use this when we can. And we're going to buy ourselves a full set of armor. So we want the normal armor again. We were quite lucky to get another rare. 2 rares, which is not bad. And we want a set of gloves. We're not going to go for a shield this time. Because we're going to go for a scepter as well. And we have enough money for an amulet and 1 ring. So this ring here, loads of mana. That's not bad at all. Okay, we actually got quite lucky with our gear this time. Yeah, we're going to go for the these ones, just because they give us actually some damage while we're waiting for our minions to do some damage. Because at the moment we are kind of limited what the minions can do. Because if the minions don't do loads of damage, we're kind of stuck. And that's 10% extra movement speed, which isn't too bad at all. We're going to go back into here. We did turn off automatic collection, so this is everything we're now collecting. So if there's anything that's in here, we won't be using these. And if anything that's in stash 3, we will use for this character. Even the currencies I've got previously. So it's good for this character died because I don't want to use any of these. We're going to go again. And we'll jump back in when we get to some form of milestone. I've just actually luckily bought myself another wand, because this Siphon Mana Drain is absolutely terrible. So I got myself this. Really good roll. I should have actually hit record before I bought it. But we've just got this really good roll. So, got a new weapon, which is quite nice. So we're now just missing a belt and a ring. But there's been no change. We need to speak to Renly for a reward. I don't really know what support gems are really good for a minion class. So Bone Blast, okay, I don't really know what Bone Blast does, to be honest. Does explosive damage, chance to inflict bleeding, okay. Scared Warriors are useful, Snipers are useful. Don't really know what to put points on. It's probably going to go for Corrosion. Because I know later on we can get some slightly better... we can potentially get some slightly better... what are they called? This Skeletal Sniper works really well in conjunction with the Arsonist. We did have a look at the Arsonist before I died with my last character. It's just a shame this one didn't quite last as long. And this is going to be another attempt. So obviously my Gem Legionnaire perished. So we're going to go back. Our second, or maybe even my third attempt of playing as a witch failed. So we're just going to go for Huntress. I'm going to go for what I know. I'm going to go for a Rake Huntress. It's the strongest build in the game at the moment, at least in my opinion. So we're going to go for this. And hopefully we can at least get through Act 1 today. We'll see. So Miss Gambling is back in there. Hardcore Solo Self-Hand on the latest season. Or League. I think it's called League rather than season. We're just going to jump in when we do our first shopping spree, which is when you as soon as get into our town, because we're going to sell the spear we get originally. And then we're just going to go and do one shopping spree, and we're going to jump in and out as we fight different bosses. About how much damage these these hedgehogs do. I've not played this in a couple of weeks. Right, well, looks like we're going again. Again. For the 4th time in this episode. Right, so just got to the camp. We're going to do a quick purchase of all the gear we can get. Yeah, we'll take another spear, fine. We're not going to go for this. We're going to go for evasion and armor. So we've got this shield. Thorns damage, strength, yeah, I'll take that. I might actually buy myself another spear. One to melee, yeah, we'll take you instead. And then we want to buy ourselves a whole load of gear. Just to get us started, we're just going to buy armor gear. Later on, we're going to be armor and evasion. But it's just to get us started. Thorns damage, fire resistance, yeah, rarity, yeah, fine and fine. And then we've got a little bit of money left. We can't buy anything of note. Maybe buy one belt. Max life strength, yep, we'll take you. So yeah, there we go. So that's our gear to get us started. I didn't really want to keep grinding to get me a load of gear. So we're going to be using Gear Stash 3, because I have got all these other stashes that I've bought, but we're just going to use Gear Stash 3 just here. So we're going to turn off all of these affixes, so it doesn't automatically go into them. And just like that. So yeah, Gear Stash 3 is just for the gamble only merchant now. And obviously I've got these here, but again, I'm not going to use them. But yeah, let's carry on. We could probably jump in when we get to the first boss, which is likely to be, so I don't mind farming the rock pack and the borrower, so we're going to farm that for a bit. We're probably going to jump in maybe at the Rusted King. I think that's probably going to be a good starting bet. Rusted King and the Druid, I think. That's annoying. I wish I wasn't a gamble only merchant, a gamble only character, and I wish I had this on my witch before she died, because that would be quite useful. That would be very useful. Just wanted to show this. So we've now got Primal Instinct, more Dex, attack speed and area effect, which is huge. We managed to get ourselves a level 3 skill gem, and we've got a support gem from Renly from earlier. We now get ourselves Rake, which is the best skill in the game, at least at the moment. So all we're going to put this down is Rake here, Disengage here, cancel these. Got a support gem here. Put this straight into Rake, and we're going to put this as Stomping Ground. Where are you? Stomping Ground. There we go. And then we're going to then put Support Gem. We're going to put this as Brutality. So this now has... Oh, where did I put it? Brutality just here. There we go. So it doesn't say it does very much damage, but you'll be shocked when we use rake here, the stomping ground does so much damage, everything just melts. This is probably the best early to mid game build in the game that I've personally experienced. It's so strong. But we're going to go take on the what's it called? The Rusted King. He'll die relatively quick with this build. And once he's done, we'll probably jump back in and fight the Druid. And here is the Rust King. Let's try and take this guy on. He'll be relatively quick, I hope. Yeah, there we go. Taking loads of damage already. Ideally, we don't want to take very much ourselves, because we are still only using the initial healing potions in the game. And he's down. Easy as that. Rake is really strong. And that's a lot of loot. Shame we can't use any of it. At least we can sell some of it. The only thing I'm allowed to keep is any currencies. So back to town. And we're going to go fight our the Bramblegast. Then we're going to take on the Druid. And here's the Druid. This could be a tough fight. Or it could be a really easy fight. There's... Okay, he's stunned already. You can just keep bonking him down. Okay, this is really easy fight. Just don't really want to take much damage here. And he's down. Perfect. Got a new spear. Obviously, we can't use that. Easy peasy. There should be a checkpoint around here somewhere. We can now teleport out because we found the exit. Awesome. So we're going to go, once we're in the cemetery, we're going to do a bit of farming, because I don't like to do the bosses in the cemetery, Asinia or Draven, until I'm about level 11 or level 10. So before we go and do those, we're going to do a bit of farming. There we go. So we want to go up a few levels. There is one of these maps has the Forgotten Treasure, or the Lost Treasure, something along those lines. That's a really good place to farm for money. So it's about 400 gold per run. You can do a run in a couple of minutes. So it's one of the quickest ways to get money early game. So we're going to farm that. We'll jump back in when we're ready to take on Draven and Isinia. So that is the crypts now cleared. We're going to take on this boy here, Mr. Lachlan. He's going to go a bit crazy. This will allow us to unlock the ability to identify our gear for free, which is great because we've got a load of money here. We're going to do a bit of a shopping spree when you get back to town. And hopefully we can upgrade our gear to be an armor and evasion, which is what we want to... that's what we want. Just going to wait for him to transform. Ah, he's angry, big angry. Got to be careful because his back swing does hurt us. And we're just going to hold down left click, wait for him to get stunned. There you go, he's stunned. Just hold down left click. And just like that, he's very quickly dropping. And bonk, he's down. Nice and easy. This allows us to now use the hooded one for free. There we go, we've got a ring and some more loot to sell. So we might be able to sell all this and get into the hunting ground. I don't really think... What's the next? We're going to do a shopping spree now. And then probably the next thing we're going to jump back into is the... When it loads, is the boss in Freythorn. And then the Executioner. And then once we... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong location. So Freythorn, then the Executioner in the town of Ogham. And then probably the Count himself. So that's the next few things we're going to jump into. But first, let's unlock the hooded one. Free identification. And... really useful. Okay, I don't care about any of that. And it should allow us to unlock the... We're going to sell this one. I'd normally disenchant them, but we've got a few regal shards inside the bank. So hopefully it'll give us some... Where this guy? He started at the same time as me. He's doing quite well. We're now level 11. We're going for this life on kill. A taste for blood. So we want this. Just because... It just allows us to survive a little bit more. Then we're going to make our way down the south part here and hopefully grab stuff like this movement speed and evasion. That'd be really useful. Stun build up is really useful as well. And physical attack damage is really good. And then we want to grab this. Nope, that's not what we want. We want to grab... There's one more down here we want. We definitely want this Maim and Strike. And then we really just want to get to down here. This is useful. The acceleration is useful, and then the spear cluster, which is just here, is good. And then this block cluster is good as well. Okay, identify stuff quickly. Once they're all finished talking. Una, let's go find your loot for you. Renly has nothing new for us. So now everything's been identified. Let's sell all this gear here, get a bit more money. So we've almost got 10,000. First thing we're going to do is buy an amulet. That's a really bad amulet. That was a waste. We could buy ourselves one ring. Mana. That's not very good either. That's fine. So we're going to buy ourselves another spear. Hopefully it's an upgrade. That is an upgrade. That's really useful. You're going to use that. And potentially just get ourselves at least one piece of armor. Maybe a rare. Okay, that's the upgraded version. So I'm going to use that. And can we afford anything else? Doesn't look like we can afford anything else. That's completely fine. So we might do a bit more farming. Then we'll probably do another shopping spree. Because I would like a ring and an amulet. I'd like the next level of spears as well. So at the moment this is only the first tier of spears. We want to go to the iron spears sometime soon. So we're probably going to do some farming. And we'll jump back in when we get to some bosses. So we're now fighting against the King of the Mists. We're going to try and take him out. So we need to stop moving. And there we go. They'd wait for that buff to come off us. And he's stunned. So this is phase 1 over. You can't kill him in this phase 1. He has to start as phase 2. So I'm going to stop attacking him. He's going to normally teleports back into the center. If he doesn't, great. That's fine by me. And here he is, phase 2. He looks really cool. Some of this game has is really good boss design. Or enemy design. Okay, I want to avoid that. Okay, stop moving, so we can stop moving now. Move far enough away from him. There we go, that's now disappeared. I'm really just waiting for those orbs to disappear. There we go, I had to take a bit of a hit there. I do just want to go really aggressive and start hitting him. There we go. Ooh, ouch. That's a lot of damage. You now have no HP. Stop moving. It's going to be risky. And I think this... Yep, that's it. We're going to go again. That's really annoying. Like I said when I first made this character, or first started the series, I don't want to do anything like exit character selection, exit logit screen, or restart checkpoint. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Never mind. We are going to go again, however. So, here we are. Mr. Gamble, Mr. Gambling himself on Hardcore Solo Self-Found again. We made another character. Gone for a warrior this time. We are using the rake build. You can see this currently I've gone down, made my way down here. I didn't show the very beginning because it was quite boring. I've done a bit of farming. I've got 20,000 gold. This is just a normal basic setup I bought from the merchant at the very beginning, from Finn. So I'm going to go again and we're going to buy some gear. So we're going to replace all this, hopefully. I'm going to buy a new spear, or hopefully get a new spear, a decent one. And hopefully we can get something decent. If not, we need something with dex on it. So that's good. We do need something with dex. So we're going to switch to this. I know it's less damage, but we've got some currencies to fix that. Because dex is one thing we really need at the moment. Alright, we're going to go for armor and evasion. Max life. We can try roll for another one. That's slightly better, so we go for that. Because we kind of need the dexterity at the moment. Is that better? No, it's not. I'm going to roll a couple more of these. And ideally want something with... Maybe we just roll one more. Okay, nothing good. That's fine. Right, so let's move on to the next piece of armor. Let's go for gloves. At the moment, we've got really good gloves. So I'm kind of... I don't think we want to change those because it's got dex. See if we can change the boots. We have got some dex, and we do need as much dex as possible. So we're going to buy a couple of these. And we want something with... Okay, none of these have dex in it, so we can't use any of those. Okay, we're probably not going to spend any more money. Let's go for a shield. Armor. Okay, we want something with increased block chance. And buy one more shield. Strength, cold resistance, lightning resistance. I do lose out on a bit of a block chance, but I think that's probably worthwhile. We do have this ring here, which I bought early on. So we're going to try and get some better rings here. Let's buy this one. Physical damage, life gain per kill. Okay, yeah, that's going to have to do. And this amulet, that's not really what we wanted, but that's fine. We just spent 20,000 gold and we didn't really get anything. I did save up a few of these resources here. And we've got this one. Augments a magic item to a rare, so we want to do it to our spear. That's not that great, but that's fine. We're going to give it a new modifier, so ideally want it to do a little bit more damage. Another modifier would be nice. There you go, that'll do. Slightly more damage there. And then we can also put a socket onto it. We can give it more physical damage, which is this one here. And I think that is... upgrade of... Do we want to upgrade anything else? No, I don't think we want to upgrade anything else. And we probably want a bit more. So we want to upgrade this. Let's put some... We do want more decks, so we're going to put some more decks onto there. Yeah. Because dexterity is what's stopping us from upgrading our rake. So that means we should be able to upgrade our rake now. Yes, we can. Okay, originally we couldn't upgrade our rake, which is really useful. So we're going to now carry on through Act 1. Hopefully, we'll make our way. We'll probably just jump in when we get to the Executioner. Because this is playing the rake build as a warrior is really strong. It's a really strong class. It's almost ideal for the rake build to start you off because you have so much strength. Everything just melts. So we'll just steamroll through all of this. And we'll just jump in when you get to the execution and then when you get to the boss. Hopefully, because I'm now recording this a week later than the rest of the stuff. So I've got a little bit more time. I've got a whole day to do a whole recording of this video. So I'll probably do most of Act 2. If not all of Act 2, that'd be good. So you see down here, I missed out the witch hut and the witch itself. I also missed out the druid. I didn't really fancy fighting them. They don't really give you anything of use. So we'll catch you shortly. And here we are against the Count himself. Should be relatively easy. This rake build is really strong against the Count. Just destroys them really quickly. Our stats at the moment aren't the best. Our block's pretty good. It's the only thing that we've got going for us. Block and I guess our armor's okay as well. Obviously our fire resistances are ridiculously low. But we are going to end up having to do a lot of farming in Act 2. There's a few places I like to farm, so we should be able to get those resistances up. We do have a lot of runes in our stash, so and some of those socket items, socket currencies. So we shouldn't have a problem upgrading that gear. Obviously, our gear at the moment is a bit basic. We've got 1 rare, 2 rares. Yeah, it's just a bit basic. We can keep running around in circles because he's gone into the second phase. And let him do his thing. Okay, you can't even hurt him. Can't break his armor either. Here you go, doggo time. Nice and easy. So the... Ouch, that does a fair bit of damage actually. So the spirit gem I went for was the Blood Hunt spirit gem. I think it's called Blood Hunt, something along those lines. Just want to try and avoid this damage. Yeah, boss is already at half health. This is fine. If I can try and take him out before he phases and runs away, which I can, awesome. Nice and easy. Yeah, so I went for the Herald of Blood, not Blood Hunt, with Magnified Effect. Resonating Shield I've now got with Rage and Unbreakable. And then Rake is using Stomping Ground and Brutality. And I'm making my way down this, I was about to call it a sphere grid, it's not a sphere grid. I'm going to grab these just here. So grab Impair, give us more chance to maim, and then this with attack speed, more dex. Then we're going to make our way down to Beef. When we get Beef, we'll make our way to this attribute and grab this extra block chance, because we want as high a block chance as possible. Then we're going to slowly make our way down to here, where we want to get ourselves... I think we want to get ourselves to this location, get Vowel Pact, and we want to be able to give ourselves Life Leech, because just like our Mercenary, our potions are going to be pointless, so we need to try and increase our Life Leech so we can try and survive. Once we've got that one, we then make our way down, probably down this node just here. Might grab this extra crit damage. I may grab this one as well because it's extra damage for at full health, and the Life Leech should always keep us at full health in theory. And then we want to grab this cluster down here because this Life Leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled, and gives us more physical damage, and the amount we Life Leech is increased as well. We do lose a bit of max life, but this is a really good cluster that works in conjunction with our Vowel Pact. That will give us our survivability. We'll lose out a bit of our damage, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see what he drops. Probably won't drop anything good. And we'll make our way to Act 2. We'll probably jump into Act 2, probably against the first threat will be, I think it'll likely be the Traitor. So we'll probably jump in when we get to the Traitor. Unless I have a tricky situation, which I might do, you never know. I do have very low fire resistance, so the first boss in the mines might be a bit difficult. Just waiting for this. high up and drop the loot.
Stop the madness. As you wish.
And here we go. Here's the loot. Regal shard. Okay, but not really anything of use.
Let us return to clear.
Gives us some more fire resistance though, so that's good. So we are now somewhat the way through Act 2. We're at the Gates of Halani. We haven't taken on the traitor yet, or the king, before we unlock the rest of the act. We haven't unlocked Risu, who is the gamble merchant for Act 2. So we're going to get ourselves a... Well, we're just going to try and upgrade all of our gear here. Okay. That will be quite a nice little upgrade. The damage is there. Let's see if I can buy one more and hope that I get something decent. Okay, that is slightly better. Gain life. No, I don't think I want this. Buy one more, hope. Okay, we're going to keep this one. We're going to upgrade this one. It's fine. So let's get ourselves some armor. Let's go for this one. Is it any good? Life regeneration's there. So we'll probably end up having to upgrade this. That's fine. Let's go for a helmet. What helmet is it? Is it this one? There we go. Armor, evasion, life regen. Yep, we'll take that. Then we want some gloves. Ideally, we want some gloves that will have some form of... We'll just buy two. That's fine. But I will lose out on some dexterity. And I will need some dex, but we might be okay with that. Let's look at getting some boots. Armor and evasion just here. Let's buy two of these. Strength. No, okay. We do... buy one more. The strength's nice, so we'll use the strength. We can also upgrade it, and then we want to buy ourselves one shield. Strength thorns, no, okay, we can afford one more shield. That is not any better. One more shield. There we go. Armor, strength, thorns, more block chance. Yep, that's instant upgrade. Go for that. So can we buy any of these? We can buy another ring, buy another belt. We might buy one ring. Hope we get something decent. We didn't really get anything decent there, so that's fine. Okay, let's use some of the other currencies I've got in the stash with my gear. So I shouldn't have sold my last shield. Never mind. So we want to upgrade these two. Armor, evasion, strength. Yep, spirit. Ooh, that spirit's really good. So we can actually put... If you equip that right now, the reason why I do this is that I can use the support gem, go straight to Herald of Blood. I can put Vitality on here. So Vitality, that gives me... We generate 1% of max life per second while this support's active. So that's loads of regen. Really good for me. We're just going to go through all these. Equip everything we can. Obviously we can't use this for another 2 levels. And we are missing the... dex requirements, so we are a fair few bit dex down, but we'll see if we can make that happen. Here we go. We're going to load into the traitor. This tends to be quite a tough fight, so we're going to jump straight into this and then hopefully do the ascendancy trial, because we are now level 24, so we'll probably get to level 25 then do the ascendancy trial. It doesn't tend to be too difficult. I'll just put a load of relics or runes into all my gear, so we should be strong enough. I think our resistances are good. We now just need to increase our damage. That's the only factor we've got at the moment. If we increase our damage because we need a new weapon, we should be good. Obviously, stun this person, good. Just keep bonking the trader down. Yeah, if we increase our damage, we do loads more. Obviously, the bleed isn't going to be our focus. We're just going to be doing as much raw strength damage as possible. Try and keep moving. Let my health regenerate. At the moment, my healing potions have already started to drop off. There's a new... I've got new rare gloves in the bank, in the stash, which has really good health regeneration. It's what I bought just then in the shopping spree, so it'd be really good to use that. We've got some decent orbs here, which is good. So we've got a augments with a new rare modifier. So this could, if I put this on one of my other items, it could give me some dexterity, which I need. But other than that, these are all, obviously everything else just gets sold. No, we're in a good place. I think it's probably worth us jumping to the ascendancy trial. We'll probably jump to the boss at the very end of the ascendancy trial, to be honest, because the rest of it doesn't seem to be that difficult normally. We are at the end of the ascendancy trial. So we've got to take on Rattle Cage the Earthbreaker. So he does a lot of AoE, as you can see here. As long as we don't lose all of our honor, we should be okay. There's a lot of damage. So the only problem with being a melee class on this challenge is you can't get any more healing potions. So I'm just stuck with very basic ones. So I'm having to rely on anything else to regain my health. Just want to keep moving around away from him. Yeah, I can take a hit every now and then. That's fine. And in a second, he normally does like a kind of like a build up. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Get out of that. Oh, that almost killed me. Okay, got to be really careful for that. Obviously, I regain 1% of my health every second. So if I just keep running around in circles, I'll slowly regain all my health, in theory. And obviously, I need to be really careful with my current potions. How many charges I've got. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate and do commentary at the same time. Okay, there we go. Need to get away from this. Oh, that almost got me. Okay, I can use another charge of my healing potion just to mitigate that fire. Okay, I need to. There we go. He's staggered. Try and get as much damage onto him now as possible. This may be my only chance. Okay, that's fine. Get away from him. Yeah, he's very almost dead. He's got obviously about a bit for his HP left. Yeah, I'll just keep jumping in, jumping out. There we go. He's going to knock some more of his stalagmites down. There you go. Just get out of this. Okay, you can take a bit of damage there. That's fine. Come on. A couple more hits. Right, okay. Last potion use there. And he's down. Oh, that was emotional. Does he drop any loot? Oh, he does drop loot. Okay, I'm only picking up anything I need. I'm not going to pick up this. Don't really need you. I haven't been doing any of these, so I don't really need to pick any of them up. So I'm going to go have a look at the ascendancies. I don't think I've seen any of the ascendancies for the purchase items. Ooh. I don't care for any of those. So I know I actually picked up the ascendancy for the warrior. So you've got these ones here. So you've got Titan, Warbringer, and the Smith of Katava. So we'll have a look at these quickly. So we'll have a look and we'll jump back in when I decide what I want. Yep, decide what I'm going to go for. So the Warbringer is useful. Having this Turtle Charm's probably the only thing I need it for. Or even this Jade Heritage is quite good. However, Smith of Katava, this fire resistance is huge. It's 30% fire resistance on this alone. This is the only branch here that'd be useful. Melee damage, meh. Fine. I can't use this. This entire part of Smith Katava I can't use because I need to have a normal body. I can't get more normal bodies from the Gamble Merchant, so this can't happen. So I'm going to go for Titan. Why? Well, I've got this armor here, 50% more armor here. Got some strength here in the middle tree here, as well as a life regeneration just here on the bottom one, and then maybe there's this crushing blows here as well, and also you get 20% extra inventory slots. So we can go for this. And the first one we're going to go for realistically is actually going to be life regeneration and more life. The extra inventory slots is useful. We'll probably go for that next, but we do just want the health regen. And we're just going to grab all the rewards here. We'll probably jump back in. I don't know when we're going to next jump in, to be honest, but we will see. Just clearing out Act 2, still going through it. I've just got a lesser jewel orb. I didn't think they'll drop this early. I've only been upgrading my gear for the rarity, so now using this forked spear. Yeah, I didn't think this would drop early. These are really useful lesser jewel orbs. So that's going to go straight onto Rake. You've got another slot for Rake here. I don't know what we're going to put in that slot, to be honest. So we're going to have a little bit of a think. But we now have a spare slot for Rake. I had no idea that was going to drop, so that's really useful. So we're going to be trying the boss here, Black Rib Pit. Hopefully we can make this. Obviously this is 2 bosses in 1. And I think we should be okay. We focus on the steed first. Do a bit of damage to the steed as well. Do a bit of damage to the mage as well. Okay, the steed is knocked down. That is half health. Good. Just keep hitting him, keep hitting him, keep hitting him. And once he's down, this will make the fight a lot easier. Just keep an eye on my health. Perfect. 1 down. 1 more to go. Take on the mage or the necromancer. Okay, necromancer is now stunned. Just hold down left click. So soon we have got life leech at the moment. One of our skills has, one of our items has given us life leech. So we are getting, I don't think it's much life leech, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, 5% of physical damage is life. So that's really useful. Did I read that right actually? 5% of physical damage. Yeah, it is right. So that's a really good skill to have, a really good item to have. I will have it on my next weapon I get to get some life leech, if we find a good item that is. Because we are going to be making our way towards Bloodthirsty and this Vol Pact. That's where we're going to kind of beeline towards next. I'm going to quickly sort the inventory out and pick all these items up. Next boss is the Goliath. Or the Colossus, whatever it's called. And here we are, the Dice of Reckoning. One of the penultimate things we're going to do in this act. We've got to do the Dice of Reckoning, which is just here. Then we're going to make our way to Dashar. Is it Dashar? Pretty sure it's Dashar. We'll do Dashar, finish this act, and then that will be the end of this episode. So we'd have regained all to Act 3. Saved up 15,000 gold. So we're going to try and save as much as possible. So when you get to Act 3, the next tier of weapons, that's when we'll do our next spending spree. So as soon as you get to Act 3, you can load straight into the ziggurat, and you can access the gamble merchant straight away. So this boss is actually quite easy. You can actually just face tank it a lot of the time. It depends how much armor you've got, because a lot of his damage is armor related. This is probably the only thing you definitely want to hide from, because that does do a lot of damage. He does spawn his ads every now and then. They're relatively painless, especially if you've got Rake. You can just tank it, because Rake does a full AoE damage, all 360 around you. And there we go, boss over. We'll probably see you when you get to the final boss, because I think that's going to be the next issue we're going to face. So let's give this a go. I've been grinding a fair bit. I am now level 36. I've not got any new gear or anything like that. Just got myself the Vol Pact, which now makes all my life leech instant. So my life leech from my gloves, which is 5.1, is now instant. Also found another one of those jewels, so I've given that to Herald of Blood, but I haven't got a support skill in that just yet, so I don't have anything to put in there. I also put Life Thief on my Rake, so it means that my physical damage is, I get life leech from it. So I have about, I think it's like, should be 13 life leech, or 13% life leech from more physical damage. So I should, as long as I keep attacking the enemies, I should keep regaining my health, in theory. But we're going to take on this boss, and that would end today's episode. It's been a long one. Well, it's taken me a long time to record this. But I'm feeling confident. A warrior, a rake warrior is a really strong class. Yeah, you can see how quick I'm regaining my health. So I can actually just face tank a lot of this damage. Or not. We can definitely face tank a lot of it. Probably not all of it, but this should be fine. When he gets about half health, he will phase. I'll just there's my stats for my resistances, so quite good resistances. Quite a high block chance, 61% chance to block, which is quite nice. I don't want to dodge out of those. And there he is. There's that phase down. Just get behind the shield. I just want to take these out as they spawn. So at the beginning of the next episode, I will do a little shopping spree. Next episode will be out in about 2 weeks' time. So I've been doing a bit of POE 1 Ruthless again. So I really enjoy POE 1 Ruthless. The fact that any mob can kill you is quite frustrating, but quite fun. There you go. It's phase 2. Got 50,000 gold as well. So it's a lot of gold that we can spend in the next episode. So it should be a full upgrade of all our gear. Hopefully we can finally get a decent amulet. So I wouldn't mind an amulet with all resistors or all attributes, because I do need a lot of dexterity to continue leveling up my skills. A lot of this auto attack we can just stand in. Okay, I'm just judging the water for how much damage we can actually take. So the thing that's going to be risky is, well, the thing that, because our life leech is good, but it's just the fact that our attack speed isn't the fastest. Okay, he's about to get stunned. There you go. We can keep holding down left click. So if we just get a better spear, this will be completely fine. Our damage will be up there. Okay, I want to get away from this.
I call the winds.
So we should be making our way towards our next kind of damage nodes as well. So now we've, so I'll quickly show this. Now we've got to Viral Pact. We want to grab this because it increases the amount of life leech we gain, which is useful. That's not as useful because it's the life leech faster. We don't need that. I'm going to grab this because it increases our melee damage while at full health. We're going to spend a lot of time at full health. And then we're going to make our way down. I don't know how we're going to get down here, but then we want this to cluster down here. Then after that, I don't really know where we want to go. Bleed's useful. There's bleed over here. There's bleed here as well. But I'm not sure whether we want a load of bleed. I'd like a little bit more block. But I need to look out where we need to go to get that block. I've got myself a... Ouch, that's quite painful. To get myself another skill, which is Blood Hunt, which is my middle mouse button. It uses that red bar in the top of their health bar, the deep red. I can use Blood Hunt to make that explode and do extra damage, which is really useful. There he is stunned, and down he goes. There you go, then help up Miss Chicken Tikka Masala. She'll then go take on the boss, and then that is Act 2 over. So we'll end this. We'll see what loot we get, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's all going to be sold anyway. We need to slowly upgrade our loot now. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time as we continue through this act. As we continue through Act 2. That's not really a very good loot, and we're not going to use that at the moment. I have been using all my exalted orbs because they're always useful, but I won't be using any because I'll be upgrading my gear next episode. So as per usual, if you made it this far, thank you much for watching. I've got a couple of links in the description down below. One link is to my Discord. If you want to join the community Discord, small community, slowly growing, you're more than welcome to join. Then 2 YouTube channels down below as well. One to Mrs Rothmers Lore channel, which is one nerd to rule them all, where she covers fantasy lore, all things Tolkien, Game of Thrones, Warhammer related. And then we've got a joint YouTube channel called Nerdy Miniatures, which is all about us collecting, building, painting the Warhammer miniatures. We've got some Age of Sigmar, we've got some Lord of the Rings, we've also got some potentially soon some kill teams and some war cries. So if that's the type of content you like, feel free to join that. So I'll just make my own way to Act 3, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Next week will be Path XL1 again. So have a wonderful week, everyone, and peace out.